Hey everyone, Brian with Flight-io. Let's take a quick look at the live flight status tracking in Flight-io. So I'm still set up here from the previous video on flight plans. So we've already imported a SimBrief flight plan. We've shown you how it automatically imports the data into your flight data section. And this is actually what the flight status tracking is going to rely on. So again, if you don't have SimBrief, you don't use it, you can come in here and manually enter this information, but this is going to be what the underlying data that this feature needs to operate on. So we already have this all completed here. So let's now move from the flight data planning to this little clock symbol here. This is our flight status controls. So a couple of things here to start with. We have a few different kind of rows of options here. We have current flight status, passenger actions, which is actually for another passengers feature that we'll show in another video. And then also down here, we have these checkboxes for show flight stats banner and show passenger stats in the banner. For now, I'm just to show you the flight tracking portion. I'm going to show you the show flight stats banner. So I'll enable that. And now we can see at the top of our application here, we have our flight number, our arrival, our departure and arrival ICAOs, and then also the current status. So right now we're kind of in the default period where we're not boarding yet. And it says based on the times we've entered, we have 56 minutes until that is going to happen. And then this lets us know that we're on time right now. None of our flight statuses are delayed. If for any reason we were to go past this time remaining and we haven't switched to boarding yet, this icon would automatically switch to delayed. So really nice just to have this open. And now when I navigate, anywhere else in the application, that is always at the top. We'll also kind of show if for anyone that streams their flights, this is a nice kind of little component that you can basically crop out of your browser window and put into something like OBS Studio. So if you want to have a nice banner that shows some information on your flight, you can use this for that as well. So let's jump back to the flight status control. So let's just say, maybe I know this says it's 55 minutes away, but we're going to say we're going to start boarding early. So I'm going to switch this to boarding status. Now we can see that it's adjusting to the departure time. So now it says we have an hour and 25 minutes until that. So again, when we're ready to stop boarding, we can go ahead and switch this to departed. It'll now show us an estimate on when we should be landing based on our flight plan. Once we've landed, we can come in here and indicate that we've landed. And that will show the time left until our arrival at the gate. And then once we've arrived, it'll give you kind of a final conclusion here. So obviously I went through that really quickly. It says we're 2 hours and 38 minutes ahead of time. We're early. So obviously when you're doing a live flight, these numbers would make more sense here. But that just kind of gives you a quick overview of, how the live flight status tracking works. The other really great thing is once your flight is over, you can come down to this report section here. And this is actually going to show you, based on your scheduled boarding time and estimated arrival times on the flight plan, it logs your actual times when you've come in here and selected those. And it shows you, how on schedule you were. So obviously, again, I was very early because this is an example, but it'll show you, your time differences. So a nice post-flight summary here. And this kind of acts as a nice stopwatch feature during your flights for each phase. So that's it on the live flight stats tracking. Thanks everyone for watching.